Hello everyone, welcome to a new Cube video. In this video I will demonstrate you another standard plugin of CubeGUI, so-called POP Advisor. It will be a demonstration of older version of POP Advisor, which is distributed up to the version 4.8.2, and I will demonstrate you only controls of this plugin. How this plugin allows you to calculate so-called POP efficiencies. Meaning and what are those efficiencies are, I will not explain you. For that I refer you to another video from our partner YouTube channel of POP Central of Excellence, where you can find a detailed explanation of what those metrics mean and how do they allow you to understand performance properties of your application. So in this video I will explain you only controls and how to calculate these metrics and how to get them out of your measurement. And why, for example, some metrics are enabled, some are disabled, and so on and so on. Again, I please you to notice that this is this video is only about plugin up to the version 4.8.2. If you have CubeGUI, which is already younger, so 4.9 or younger, there is another reworked version of this plugin, and for that I will make separate video where you can learn differences and what's new. Okay, let's do it. Alright, we are back to our terminal, and in this video I would like to demonstrate you another probably last standard plugin of CubeGUI from my list, so-called POP Advisor plugin, which allows you to calculate POP metrics or POP efficiencies within a CubeGUI using raw measurement like profile, or maybe remapped measurement like trace or summary cubics. I am not going to go into explanation what every metric and POP efficiency means. For that I would refer you to dedicated resources of POP Center of Excellence. I will put a link into the description. And that is our partner channel. So if you go into the list of partner channels, you will find the POP channel, and there you will find also dedicated video with explanation of all efficiencies and what do they mean and how do they help you to understand performance property of your application. In this video I only show you controls of the plugin and how you change them, how you calculate, what do they mean, and how do they simplify you for your analysis of your application, and how they simplify you getting the POP efficiencies calculated. Okay, so for that we go into our terminal and start Cube. So that is the basically our Cube application, and we take a look at the example. For example, this is the measurement. It's obviously a remapped measurement of GMX application, and we would like to calculate some POP efficiencies for this application. So first of all, we are working on this plugin continuously and improving it. And this is the version which is distributed with the CubeGUI up to 4.8.2 version. With the new release 4.9, there will be another reworked version of plugin. It will look in almost the same. It will behave a little bit different, so there will be more client-server infrastructure incorporated, there will be less controls, and so on and so on. For that I will create a special dedicated video about new version of this plugin. This is the older version of plugin up to the version 4.8.2. So if you have such older version of CubeGUI, so that it is a video for you, basically. Okay, before we start, I remind you to subscribe, put your question into the comments, and give us a like, of course, if you like it. So anyway, getting back to this measurement. So we have here a list of metrics, we have here a call tree, this is a relatively detailed measurement. We see that there are MPI calls. We have here, let's see, we have here OpenMP calls, so that is so-called hybrid measure application. Okay, so we see it also here. We have MPI rank and we have 4 OpenMP threads. This plugin is located into the tab General, and if you click here, you will see this window. So this window displays you actually these efficiencies, and with some buttons, and some efficiencies are disabled, some are enabled, and here is the window with so-called candidates, and it has also a toolbar here. So many of these toolbars are leftover of previous usage framework. I explain you here only relevant controls. So pretty much as a first thing, what you have to do, you have to identify so-called focus of analysis. That would be the part of the call tree or sub-call tree for which you calculate these efficiencies. So, and we see that this is only MPI assessment. It means these efficiencies, they have meaning, or they were designed for the application which has only MPI calls, no hybrid, no OpenMP. There is basically only user calls which are serial, and this OpenMP MPI calls. So that is not our case. Our case is hybrid. So for that we have to go to this tools toolbar, and we select one of these. Currently, by version 4.8.2, only this first 3 assessments are meaningful. This KNL vectorization and KNL memory. This is very specialized assessment analysis, which cannot be used with arbitrary machine, because this analysis was designed only for KNL measurements, for KNL processors. Anyway, what is interesting for us is this only MPI assessment or additive hybrid, or that's Barcelona supercomputing hybrid assessment. So we have to select an additive hybrid assessment, and we see immediately here are already some values are calculated. First of all, these values are calculated for this selected call tree, independent on selection in metric tree. These values are calculated only for this call path. If we select something else and we press recalculate, we get another values. If we press here, we get recalculate, we get these values. It doesn't matter what we select in metrics, because we are only interested in these efficiencies for this call tree. We can do also multiple selections, so-called, like this, by pressing the control, and we can calculate the metrics for these 3 call subtrees, like they would be one dedicated, like aggregated part of the call tree. That is the one thing that allows you to, for example, exclude initialization phase, finalization phase, like it is here, for example, and here. And if your actual calculation, actual part of the application consists out of 3 major sub-call trees, maybe this is also important, this is important, then you can do such multiple selection and calculate these values. Okay, so we have here, of course, these values. The efficiencies which are suppressed, it means, like, if we press here, we see that this is missing. It means this this measurement doesn't have required metrics. So for this, to calculate this resource stall cycles, you have to have the POP counters STL and cycles collected, or perf counters. How to do it? You have to see corresponding per P manual. If we click here, theoretically we should get to the here it is. So here it is explained how one enables measurement so that these metrics appear then later on in your profile. The same is with IPC in instruction and so on. We have here also the metric computation time, and it is marked that it is value. So this is not the efficiency in the sense of with the value from 0 to 1. It's absolute value in seconds. It is useful for assessment. These values are ranging from 0, very bad, to 1, even 2, too good, excellent, and so you can assess your application. What do this metric actually mean? If you click here, so that explains you what do they mean in their design. You can mark here checkbox to perform automatic calculations. So if you mark it here, the button gets suppressed because it gets calculated as soon as you select some another call tree automatically. Sometimes selection might be completely meaningless, like here for example. It leads to absolutely weird results because the design of these efficiencies requires meaningful execution. There should be percentage of user call, percentage of MPI calls, and they have to have a meaning. If we collect only MPI initialized, this call has only MPI, there is a 0 of user code, so the metrics might lead to absolutely wrong results, or absolutely pure, the weird results. But it simplifies, of course, exploration of your profile. Like for example, you click here, and you click here, you can see how the values change from call tree to call tree. But of course, if your measurement is relatively large, the calculation of every value takes time, so it might become very tedious. That's why we allow you to disable this automatic recalculation. But then you have to pay attention that if you explore your call tree and go, for example, somewhere here, here, so your attention is on do, force, cut, verlet, but the values are actually for gamma x pre init. So you should not take these values now as the values for this selected call path. So for that you have to press the button and let the plugin recalculate values. And now we see that these values, they correspond to this region. There is another checkbox, direct calculation. This is if you take a look, for example, here, let's see, process efficiency, I think it's communication efficiency here. This communication efficiency can be calculated in two ways. It's either multiplication of serialization and transfer, or one can calculate it directly. There is a formula for that which allows you to calculate without just simply multiplying serialization and transfer. The same is valid for thread efficiency and other metrics. It leads to small differences in values. It might be sometimes important, sometimes not important, especially if one is working with the efficiencies directly and not as an analyst or a user of this application, but rather as a developer of this POP efficiencies. So for that, it might be important to see the difference whether this multiplication of the submetrics and direct lead to actual the same result. And here we have a field with the candidates. This field is meanwhile is without usage. It was intended that, to perform automatic search for interesting candidates for analysis. However, it is never working stable, so that's why control is still there, but it's actually useless. Okay, so that's pretty much what one can say about this plugin, about the control of this plugin. Here you can find the help to every metric. If you click here, unfortunately formulas do not display. I think that's error of this version. And as well, you can disable this plugin. It's Cube Advisor from your installation if you find it takes too much resources to calculate, or you simply don't need it in your list of plugins. And pretty much that's it about this plugin. So again, I repeat, remind you that this is the older version of this plugin. It will be changed and will be compatible with client-server architecture, and it will look slightly different. So there will be no anymore this candidates field. There will be a little bit different recalculation, the interface, and so on and so on. Watch out for new release. For that, please subscribe, give us a like, comment if you have any questions, and again, go to dedicated YouTube channel of POP COE and learn there about details and meaning of these metrics. And see you next time.